What's up, peeps? It's me, your boy MC. Welcome back to Lego Therapy. Lego Light is on. We are live-ish in the Lego Lounge. Peeps, we are back as promised with a review of the Mattel Brick Shop 1962 Custom Chevy Pickup Truck. Peeps, man, what a phenomenal build. Who wants a dad joke? Let's just do a quick one. I didn't even read it ahead of time. I don't know what I'm getting. How many famous men and women were born on the 4th of July? None. Only babies. I probably could have done that better if I had read it ahead of time and set myself up. All right, peeps, let's not sidetrack. We're not wearing the crown. I have notes. I want to go through this. Appearance. Look at it. It looks great. First of all, the box looks great. All of the Mattel Brick Shop boxes have been really, really cool. I love this window that you get the actual die-cast car up here, the wheels, the rims, all of the little custom, the metal parts all up in here. The whole box looks really phenomenal. You got Hot Wheels, you got Mattel, you got Chevy. You got the different versions of the truck back here. Hood up, hood down, doors open. You got your little, I don't know what the word for this is, but it looks like a blueprint of a truck back here telling you your scale. All of it really, really cool. Your directions, your instruction booklet, if you will, looks really good. Really bright colors. All your pieces are outlined in a nice blue line. They do have the nice red symbols again, just like the previous ones I've done, where it tells you to turn the pieces around if you need to rotate them. Like here, you can see that, you can't even tell what it is, but you can see that nice big red symbol that tells you to turn the piece around. They look really, really good. The truck itself, obviously your die-cast car is the custom by Mattel, and then the replica, the brick set that you just built, looks phenomenal. So I'm going to go through it, all the notes that I took. I'm going to try to keep it to appearance, but I may jump around. But let's see. This is all build experience. So, big things. Obviously, I love the color. I'm not an orange truck guy, but I love the color contrast with the white and the orange. There's not too much of anything. I love all the printed pieces. There's printing, again, all over this build. So, pull up the top camera for you here. Starting right at the front, you've got that printed Chevrolet on the front. And by the way, I've seen this done in other sets with stickers that weren't even as close as this. So the way they knocked this out is so awesome. If I didn't know better, I would swear that that was one piece that they printed Chevrolet on and then cut it into 4 separate pieces. You got this great looking grill, your lights up here. Everything is really well done. Again, all down the side, you got printing of all your truck stripes. All lined up very, very well. Printing on the truck tailgate. Printing, you got your highway surfer here on your license plate. Your Chevrolet, again, it almost looks like they cut it out of one piece. Inside of the truck, you've got a printed dash. See how well you can see it. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but you got a printed dash up there and a little printed radio. I mean, overall, man, the printing everywhere looks so good. In fact, I do want to point this out. They printed, I took a picture of it. They printed these little tiny pieces here. Just a little skinny piece that they printed that on. I took a picture of the piece ahead of time because I didn't actually realize what it was going to be. It looks so good. What else? The windows, again, they got the smoked out windows to give you some tinting on the front and back, all custom windows. Your seats, I took close-up pictures of those, but it looks like it looks like somebody took a sofa and shoved it in their truck. I love that. That is so reminiscent of those old vehicles. Oh yeah, here's more printing. Inside of the door, you got your manual door handle and your manual window handle. Kids today will never know about that unless they go out and buy a classic vehicle. Your wheel spins all the way around, and then once again, it goes up and down. I love that. Your stick shift it's so long, and it reminds me of those old trucks your grandpa used to drive, and it had a big, giant stick shift. Oh, it was so awesome. I love the shiny metallic pieces all over this set, to include the pedals. It's really, really hard to see from this angle, but the pedals have some shiny pieces down there. Your exhaust coming out the side are metallic. You got metal rims, actual metal rims, just like all the other sets so far. You've got this metal plating on the bottom that you can put it on the truck, gives the truck a little weight, or you can throw it on your keychain if you really, really want. Underneath the hood, this is obviously engine number 1. Just a basic engine, looks pretty cool. Or you can go with this big beefy engine. It's got some turning gears on it. It's got a little rubber band to look like your serpentine belt. These pieces on the side, the blocks, they're nice and chromed out. Look, you can see that it's shining right there. I love it. It even has the little rod that comes up that can hold onto your hood so it doesn't come down and crush you while you're trying to work on your engine. Oh man, so many beautiful pieces. Everything is so well done. I mean, I'm trying to remember all the little things that stood out to me as I was building this set. And even the surfboard. It's very simply done, but it's solid. It's not going to break. The only negative I would say is one side is smooth, one side is anti-studs. But man, I don't even need the surfboard. It's just a cool little bonus to the set. Alright, let's pop that hood back on. Alright, let's see. Yep, talked about that. Man, there's so many specialized parts in this set. I'm gonna throw some pictures up on the screen or over here. There's so many specialized parts with this set, and I gotta say, I really like that Mattel is taking chances by making custom parts for their sets. It really says something about what they want to do as a company. Obviously, Mattel is a toy company. They're not going anywhere. They've been around. They've got a whole line of Matchbox cars. They've got a whole line of Hot Wheels cars. I said Matchbox while holding a Hot Wheels. Whole line of Hot Wheels, whole line of Matchbox, plus however many other toys. Barbies, and I think G.I. Joes, and who knows. There's so many toys under Mattel. Mattel's not going anywhere. Will Mattel Brick Shop last? I have no idea. But they are taking chances that other companies aren't. And I think probably because they know they don't have any worries about going. But like even pieces like this, right? You can switched away again. You can see the way that it's got this. This is multiple pieces along the edge, but some longer, some shorter. But it's got that curved look that you used to have on those old school trucks. Phenomenal. There goes my surfboard, and as you see, nothing broke off. It stayed in one piece. And again, the concept of this hood is so fantastic. The fact that you get two different hoods. Well, it's the same hood overall, but this centerpiece pops out, and then you can swap out the engine, and it's so easy. It's just on a couple of studs in there, and then you just put in the other engine. And here's another thing that I thought was fantastic. Again, talking about Mattel taking chances. give you a whole separate engine, right? So if I want to swap this out and put the original engine back in and put the original hood back on, I can. I don't have to disassemble one and to assemble the other. Give me two different engines, taking super cool chances. And it all looks great. It looks great with the original hood and engine. It looks great with this cutout hood and engine. I love it. I love that they are doing things that are different and trying new things in the brick building community. I hope they stick with that. Let's see. So we talked about the printed pieces. Again, overall, I can't say enough about how good this looks. Again, even just the original engine, the paint, like the way they mixed the colors within it, doesn't just look like a plain gray. It looks like a weathered engine almost. So fun, so awesome. And of course, the die-cast car looks awesome. So, appearance, knocked it out the park. Can't say enough good about the appearance. Build experience. All right, let's go through my notes. So in the very beginning, as we were building the framing, there was a lot of orange. I was starting to go colorblind due to all the orange, and it was a little difficult at times reading it on the screen. However, I will say, I'm a digital instructions guy. I did go back and look in here, and it's a little easier to read in the paper instructions. So if you're a paper instructions person, stick with your paper instructions because it is a little bit easier. But the thing that I was kind of thinking as I was building the framing is maybe they could have mixed up some of the colors because you don't see the framing anyway when it's all built out. So it wouldn't be so much orange. I can't look at any more orange. But not hard. Not too hard. It's just a little challenging to figure out sometimes where pieces were going. But again, it looks a little bit better in the paper instructions than it did in the digital instructions. I don't know. Let's see. Another thing that I really like in the instructions is a few times throughout when it might be like confusing if the piece goes here, if it goes here, they give you top-down views. I love that. Love a top-down view. Now I know exactly, I can count the studs and be like, yep, that's exactly where that's supposed to be. Excellent. Building the bed. I thought this was so cool. Again, you got some different types of pieces that I've never seen before. You got this fantastic wood grain, even these big, huge wheel wells like you used to see in these older trucks. Then especially a truck that you're going to be squatting down. Obviously, like I said, I'm not a fan of that look, but I really, really enjoyed building that bed out. I was like, man, this is so fun, so different, so unique. Loved it. Let's see. Talked about the custom pieces. In true Mattel fashion, I don't know why this is, but there's always, at the end of each step, there's always a bunch of leftover pieces. And now that I've done a few Mattel sets, I'm used to that. But at first it makes you nervous. You're like, miss something? I don't know if they're just trying to be extra careful, but it does make me nervous sometimes when there's so many leftover pieces. So just be aware. Talked about that already. Okay. This is, I don't know what category to throw this in, so I'm going to throw it into build experience, but a small critique on Mattel. And I've noticed this in a couple of the sets, but now it's, I thought, maybe it's just a little bit of an error here or there. Now it's third Brick Shop set I've done. So, one thing that could be improved. So, let me take it back a step. I haven't even taken forward. Let me take it back before I take it forward. The grip on these, the clutch, if you will, was really, really good overall. Had a couple here and there that were really tight. Not impossible, not like the Mercedes. I'll just say that. Mercedes was so incredibly tight for the whole build. It was almost too much. But the clutch was really good overall. There was a couple pieces that were a little bit tight. There was a couple pieces that were a little bit on the looser side. Nothing that I'm concerned about stuff coming apart, but it just was a little bit noticeable. Then there was also a couple pieces, and I took a picture, I'll throw it up on the screen, of like a couple pieces where it's almost like they accidentally got some other colors mixed in there. So it was white pieces, and there was like some gray in there, and it's like it clearly wasn't supposed to be in. It just looks dirty almost. And I noticed that in another set before, and I was just like, I was trying to like wipe it off, and it wasn't coming off. So just a little bit of critique for them. They need to work on the consistency of their pieces. Because again, some snapped really well. Most snapped really well. Some were a little bit tight. Some were a little bit loose. I'm talking like a handful of pieces. Not like a quarter or a third and nothing like that. It was just a handful of pieces. But it did stick out a couple times where the pieces weren't exactly the same. And also, like I said, there are some issues a couple times throughout where you're like, that wasn't molded correctly. Like I said, it was like another color accidentally got mixed in the batch. So just a little bit of consistency issues that they need to work on. Talked about that. Okay, so as you guys, I've already said multiple times, I'm not a fan of the squatted truck look. I just don't like it. These pieces that they came up with, I'll throw it up on the screen. I took a picture because at the time I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. Oh, those look really neat. It's a unique piece that they created, where the axle that attaches, it can rotate both directions, right? So I'll show you real quick. You can see how they go in and that can go out. So you can have a higher sitting truck or a lower sitting truck. I was wanting reposition them further back so I could stand the truck up all the way. Well, unfortunately, they have a crossbar, and I think this was done purposely. They have a cross plate, rather, that's going across, that because of the way these pieces have a big hump on the top, I can't move it back at all. I wanted to move the front tires forward and the back tires back to get it centered where it stands up completely extended. I can't because these pieces are blocking the way. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. It's standing up as high as I can get it where those pieces are positioned. But I would love to have been able to put it all the way in the center and stand the truck up as high as it'll go, which is only about maybe a quarter inch more. But I just like it better. I'm just a tall truck kind of guy. It's just me. Does it take away from my build experience? No. I just would have preferred that those pieces weren't blocking the way so that I could have fully extended it. Yeah. Not a huge deal. Just my personal preference. The truck was designed to be a sat-down truck. Okay. So, overall, build experience, really good. I will point out one thing, and it kind of goes along with the part consistency thing. When the original hood was in place, it kept wanting to kind of wiggle itself out a little bit. Not terribly, but I already knew I was taking this out and throwing the other version in, so I'm not really too stressed about it. But if you want the flatter hood look, just deal with it. That was a problem I was having. It wasn't sitting completely flush. It was wanting to wiggle itself out just a little bit. Overall, had a fantastic build experience. I did it all in one sitting. I didn't even plan to do that. I thought I was going to break it into two, but it just worked out that way. So, boom, it is done. I had a great build experience. No minifigs, obviously. This is Mattel. They're not doing them. The playability and function. So the wheel does turn 360 degrees, and it does go up and down like we talked about. I already showed you the truck can raise up and lower down. You obviously got your interchangeable hood, your interchangeable engines. That's probably about it as far as the build experience. I mean the playability and functions go on this. So, I'm not going to rate it because it's not really for that. I mean, I guess you can drive your car around, but I don't know. It's not much to say about it. Value. So, the original price on Mattel Brick Shop was $54. $54, or $55. We'll just go with 55 just for argument's sake. 858 pieces. That brings it out to 6.4 cents a piece. Which again, you're talking about, you got metal pieces, you got a lot of custom pieces in this set. You get a die-cast car. That's so cool and so good. Now, Target original price was $50. Do math on that. That brings it down to 5.8 cents a piece. But if you got lucky like me, Target was also selling this. They had two different sales. One was for toys specifically. It was like spend $25 and get $5 off, I think is what it was. And then the other one was for brick building toys. And then I can't remember what the deal was. But overall, both the deals applied. Brought the whole price down, $33. I got this thing for $33, which brings it down to 3.8 cents a piece. So, for my dollar, excellent all the way across the board, honestly. Even if I had paid the full $55 straight from Mattel. Again, I'm not really sure the deal with Mattel, where they sell some sets at Target, some sets at Walmart, some sets on Amazon. I don't know what the deal with that is, but that is their system, at least for now. So I think even at the full price of $55, I think this is a really, really good deal. Again, you're getting a fantastic vehicle. You're getting so many printed pieces. You can add stickers if you want. I'm not going to because this thing looks great without it. Metal parts, die-cast car, and then again, the bricks are really, really doing well. Slight consistency issues. I'm gonna just keep saying that, but overall, majority of the pieces were excellent. Again, oh, and that's another thing I forgot to add into build experience: the fact that they wrap the special parts in paper, or some of them were just in their own separate bags so they don't get scratched with printed pieces. Top notch. I love it. I love what they're doing. I hope they keep it up. If you watched my Mercedes review, there was some issues. So many of them have been worked out since then, and I love that they are continuing down this road. I hope they keep it up. I hope, again, work on the consistency issue a little bit, but overall, I love it. I love what they're doing, and I hope they keep it up. For my money, amazing build, amazing experience, looks phenomenal. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Had a great time. So happy to bring this review to you guys. And it was specifically requested. Somebody said, I hope you do the orange truck next. So here it is. I will do a close-up video, and I will splice it in right here. All right, peeps, here we go. Here is the close-up of the truck. The 1962 Custom Chevy truck. Look at that beautiful grill. I love it. It's a little slightly separated there, but from back here, almost impossible to tell. Look at those headlights. Again, that engine is so phenomenal. Pop up that hood. You can see the little gears turn there with the belt. Love all those beautiful, I know I'm using the word beautiful a lot. These lovely looking chromed out pieces. Again, your little stick can come up, hold your hood in place, and more printing. Coming around the side. Look at those awesome metal tires. Printing all down the side of the truck. Look at more chromed mufflers. Exhaust, if you will. Coming in, look at that handle. Very cool design. Could have used a little bit of chrome on these windows, but it's fine. Those bucket seats, they look like, those bench seats. Looks like a couch. Just got shoved inside your truck. Turn on a little light there. See, you got your steering wheel there. Goes up and down. Printed gauges. Even a little bit of, you got your 3 separate pedals. If you know what that means, you know what that means. Coming down even further. Oh yeah, look at printing inside the door. Door handle, window, manual. 1962. Didn't have all that fancy electric stuff. Surfboard. Boom. And then again, printed. Your bed opens up, lays down, that wood grain style bed there with the big wheel wells. Not fitting a lot back there, but you can put your surfboard in it for sure. Look at those headlights, tail lights, brake lights. Everything is really fantastic. And then the same thing all down the other side. And then of course the top comes off. You got a little AC coming out there. Your glove compartment. No printing on that, but that's fine. And even a little printed radio. I love it. It looks so good. All the way around. And then your little die-cast car that doesn't want to stay in place because it's squatted in the front. There you go, peeps. And yeah, so there you go, guys. That is the close-up. It looks so good. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. I'm gonna have to find a spot for it again. The Camaro's here, but the Mercedes is out there. I'm just gonna have to do a Mattel display section at some point. I'm really excited. I really hope they do some new cool cars. I love the older cars, but if they can give me some stuff from the 80s. Man, they put out like 80s, 90s Bronco. Oh, I will be all over that. Let's do it. Come on, Mattel, put out some cool sets. I don't know what their schedule is. I don't know how long it's going to be before more sets come out, but I'm really looking forward to more. I hope they get them out there soon. Loving the prices. I'm loving the looks. I'm loving the build experience. That's what it's biggest thing for me. The experience of the build. I love being happy as I go through this set. Peeps, that's all I have for you today. Hope you guys like this review. I hope I don't sound too mental, even though I know I am. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then. Get it in gear, boys and girls!